coming up on the Wednesday edition of Carolina Week.
From overseas to on campus, we'll show you how the world is remembering the International Day of Peace.
And then a look at the Durham housing project that means hope for some and hesitation for others.
In sports, last year's game against NC State was an instant classic. But will this year's game be the same? We'll tell you what the Heels still need to work on.
Plus, a look at where Hurricane Rita is headed and your Carolina Week 4-day forecast.
Carolina Week starts right now.
From the School of Journalism and Mass Communication at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, this is Carolina Week.
Good evening. You're watching the Wednesday edition of Carolina Week. I'm Philip Jones.
And I'm Lydia Garlikov. September 21st. It's not only the last day of summer, it's also the International Day of Peace. Now, why the 21st? The United Nations officially chose this day to coincide with its opening session in September. It's a day for people around the world to focus on peace and nonviolence. Reporter Sean Maroney joins us from Polk Place, where students are commemorating this day in different ways. Sean?
When the UN adopted the resolution to make this day official, the purpose was to remember the ideals of peace. And now people around the world, including students here on campus, are commemorating this day. As I found out, universal peace doesn't necessarily have a universal meaning. That was the message Wednesday outside the United Nations as Secretary General Kofi Annan stressed the day's global significance.
21st of September, the International Day of Peace, is a day on which we ring the bell and reaffirm our commitment to this quest.
And since 9/11, this bell outside the UN has been the symbol of that quest for peace. But what echoes here in Chapel Hill?
That's something that's a bit more complex.
Senior Mark Miles and other students are camping out on the quad to discuss peace. To Miles, three things come to mind:
Stability, sustainability, and better future.
But to Lieutenant Colonel Steve Morris, peace is only one thing.
And our greatest hope as soldiers would be that we never have to go practice our trade, and when we don't have to go practice our trade, that would be my definition of peace.
Despite their differing views, both parties say real peace begins one person at a time. Well, the vigil only lasts 24 hours, but the push for peace continues. Lydia, Miles told me that he, along with other students, plans on traveling to Washington, D.C. this weekend in order to bring their message of peace to the Capitol.
Now, Sean, how are the military people reacting to these protesters?
Well, when I talked to Lieutenant Colonel Morris on Wednesday, he told me that he didn't even know the protesters were here. However, he says that he's proud that the type of peace the military promotes allows everybody to share their own opinions. Lydia?
Sean Maroney reporting from Polk Place. Thanks, Sean. If you want to observe the International Day of Peace on campus, it's not too late. You can head out to Polk Place and join those students who are taking part in the 24-hour vigil.
And you still have until Thursday afternoon to participate. These green footprints will lead you to the vigil on the lower quad. Several groups will be there until noon Thursday. The groups urge you to participate by bringing posters and adding a link to a chain. You can also listen to a peace reading at the top of every hour. Kelly Degnan helped organize the vigil. She hopes it will remind students that each person can make a difference.
Peace starts with one, and everybody can start with their own actions, and for peace just to be on our minds today. There's many injustices happening throughout the world and even just in our backyards, but with one person and with one voice you can start making a difference.
This is the first year of the vigil. The group says they need student support to make sure the event continues.
Racial profiling is a hot topic on campus following an editorial that got a Daily Tar Heel writer fired. More than 300 students gathered in Manning Hall Tuesday night to discuss the issue. 7 panelists share their views about the topic, including UNC junior Jillian Bandes, whose September 13th column in the DTH sparked the debate. Nerves were frayed and students expressed passionate opinions. Most questions and comments were directed at Bandy's, who was disappointed with the forum.
It digressed from an academic forum into a virtual free-for-all where people were free to attack me in ways they saw fit. That said, I think some meaningful topics were addressed. I wish those could have been addressed in a more mature manner.
DTH editor Ryan Tuck says the paper has learned its lesson and it's time to move on.
Well, we all need affordable housing. It's basic.
That's right, and a nice house with a nice neighborhood that's still affordable, well, that would be even better.
And Hannah Gordola has more on a plan to help housing dreams come true in Durham. Hannah?
Phil, it's called Hope 6. Some are singing its praises, others aren't as enthusiastic. A year ago, Pauline McCauley didn't think she'd be going to school to get her GED. Now she's a pro at hitting the books. This place, Hope 6, inspired her. It's not like the public housing where she used to live, called View Gardens.
It was a step up in life as we moved out of View Gardens, and they motivated people to seek for higher heights.
Washington expects Hope 6 cities to improve her life. The federal government gave Durham $35 million to improve its troubled public housing. Durham Hope 6 coordinator Terrence Gerald plans to work with individual households.
Upon identifying the survey and identifying the barriers, which are usually child care, transportation, unemployment, and education, just to name a few, you then work with those residents through case management.
But some members of the Durham Housing Authority Board questions Hope 6 actual benefits. Ike Robinson says once families move into Hope 6, they still don't have much money.
Basic guidelines for Hope 6 takes that in consideration and requires local communities to do that. And what I'm saying, that wasn't done very well here in Durham.
Still, McCullough says where she is now is much better than where she was before.
That's what Hope 6 is, a stepping stone. Not no one to guide you nowhere. It's just a stepping stone to help you get where you want to go.
Phil Robinson says Hope 6 just needs to coordinate better with the community.
Hannah, what do you mean by better coordination?
Basically, Robinson wants case managers to provide real services for residents. He says he doesn't want improvement on paper, he wants improved lives.
It's hard to argue with that. Hannah Gordola live in the studio. Thanks, Hannah. Well, a different kind of housing option is available not too far from Hope 6. Abused women and children have a new place to seek shelter in Durham, the Good Samaritan Inn, run by the Durham Rescue Mission. A parade through downtown Durham kicked off Tuesday's opening. Volunteers from the Garden Clubs of Durham pitched in to make $250,000 worth of playground and courtyard renovations. The inside of the hotel is also completely refurbished with a large communal area where people can gather.
Another big opening, this one right here at Carolina. The Rams Head Center is officially part of campus. Chancellor James Measer and several others dedicated the center Wednesday. The complex includes the new Rams Head Student Recreation Center. They cut the ribbon and talked about what Rams Head means to the university. Measer says the center was an important step in making South Campus a vital part of Carolina.
This project was envisioned as the link between the North and South campuses to create a pedestrian-friendly environment. It would fill the physical chasm between two areas and develop a sense of connectedness.
The grand opening of the Student Recreation Center is Friday night.
Well, a cheap way to download music might be coming to your dorm soon. Recently, the UNC system announced an agreement with Napster. System campuses can now sign individual contracts with Napster to allow students to download music. UNC Chapel Hill's Director for Computing Policy says students will most likely pay individual fees, but they're still working out the details. Other potential service providers include C-Digix and Ruckus.
While you're online downloading music, you can also surf over to another website to help Orange County students name their newest school. Some students on these buses will be moving to a new middle school next year, but they don't know the name of it yet because it doesn't have one. For now, it's just Middle School Number 3, and the Orange County Board of Education wants your help in naming it. The board wants to get the community involved and has posted an online form asking for suggestions. Orange County spokeswoman Ann D'Annunzio thinks the community will have creative and interesting ideas.
It'd be pretty fun to come up with a name for the new middle school that involves something having to do with the history or something significant in the geography of the area.
If you're interested in taking part in the naming process, make your suggestion by September 27th. Click on our website, carolinaweek.org, to find the form. Well, Phil, when our trash cans are full, we just take them on out.
That's right. But what's the county to do when its landfill fills up? It's a downright dirty dilemma. We'll show you how Orange County is disposing of this problem coming up.
I helped turn my child's public school into a whole new kind of school. One with a curriculum that really motivates kids. One that has extended hours, 6 days a week, year-round. With loads of academic, cultural, and recreational activities. One that has support services like medical and dental right there. A school where parents' involvement is encouraged. Where teachers have more time to teach. And students are excited about learning. There's just one problem. My child doesn't ever want to come home. You can help turn your school into a community school for excellence. Find out how. Call 1-877-LOVE-TO-LEARN.
September 22nd is International Car Free Day, and Orange County Village Project members are hoping you'll see fewer of these on the road. They want you to either go car free and not use your car all day, or go car light by limiting the number of trips you take. Members recommend walking, biking, or taking the bus. And now's the perfect time to take the bus. 13 Chapel Hill Transit buses are getting a $200,000 makeover. The first of the remanufactured buses returned to Chapel Hill from Riverside, California last week. The bus, a 1990 model, was rebuilt from the ground up. It boasts new aluminum wheels, an upgraded interior, and a new engine. Transit officials say the improvements could double each bus's 12-year life expectancy. A new bus has a price tag of more than $300,000, while the remanufacturing process cuts that cost by a third. That's a savings of about $104,000 a bus. When you count all 13 buses, Chapel Hill Transit will save more than $1.3 million.
The Orange County landfill is full of UNC's garbage. But where will tomorrow's trash go when the landfill fills up in just a few years? Carolina Week's Chris Walker got down and dirty to find out.
Some people complain about taking out the trash, but that's the easy part. It's figuring out the next step that's difficult. The university generates nearly 6,000 tons of trash each year, and most of it ends up in the Orange County landfill. This trash can in the pit fills up almost daily. So just imagine the trash generated by cans all over Orange County. The county's landfill opened in 1972, and Orange County Solid Waste Manager Paul Spire says it's nearly full.
This landfill is scheduled to be closed. We're to reach capacity in the summer of 2010. At that time, the county commissioners have already made the decision that they will not relocate another landfill within Orange County.
So where will the class of 2010 and beyond send their rubbish? Possibly to Alamance County. Engineers are looking into using the Alamance County landfill as a transfer station for Orange County's garbage. Alamance's landfill has space and isn't closing for 40 years, but its close proximity to the Haw River causes some concern. Alamance Solid Waste Manager Alvin Cagle says the new portions of the landfill are well lined to prevent stream contamination.
The most important things at a landfill are safety and protecting the environment.
Orange County officials say finding a transfer station will be a long process and must be state approved. But they plan to have a transfer site locked in before the 2010 closing. In Orange County, I'm Chris Walker, Carolina Week.
Orange County Solid Waste Management has the highest recycling standards in the state, meaning it recycles as much as it can. And the more people recycle, the less they have to throw away. So that's good news for the environment.
Chapel Hill's come up with another way to help the environment. It's the first town in the U.S. to join the Carbon Reduction Project, and the Carolina Environmental Program at UNC will play a large part. The director of the UNC program says reducing carbon dioxide in the town involves using more public transportation, bike riding, and fewer cars. Douglas Brown hopes Chapel Hill will set the standard for other towns to follow.
question is not, do you want to reduce carbon dioxide emissions? The question is, do you want to go ahead and take a leadership role in it? And do you want to set the agenda? Do you want to do it in the way that you decide is best for Chapel Hill? Or do you want to wait until the federal and state authorities tell you how to do it?
The goal of the project is to reduce carbon dioxide emissions by 60% by 2050. Well, we have a new addition to the Carolina Week team. Miles Henderson, our newest weathercaster, joins us now.
And it is the last day of summer, and it has been gorgeous.
Yes, it is absolutely gorgeous outside. And it's been a nice day to go out, and Tuesday's downpour was a little rough, but it's a great day to go out and kind of see the people lounge around on campus. I'll let you know whether you should take your sunglasses or your umbrella coming up later this week on Carolina Week.
Commonly found in the transverse segment of the colon with vascular congestion and smooth surface. Typically, the biopsy proved to be a tubulovillous adenoma.
It's a polyp! Why doesn't he just come right out and say it? It's a polyp.
Sir, do you mind?
Look at your textbook. Could I see that pointer?
We got one.
Stopping colon cancer is simple. Get the polyp early and stop colon cancer before it even starts.
Wait.
Just get the test.
I need the credits.
Get the polyp.
Attica! Oh, shut up!
Get the cure.
Check it out, man. What is that? It looks like someone's belly. Probably lost it walking on the beach.
Man, just leave it. Let's go.
Hi, and welcome back to Carolina Week. Starting out with your weather headlines. It's going to be a beautiful weekend this weekend. I know we had some showers and storms yesterday, but that's moving right on off the coast. Also, cooler temps are in the forecast. The first day of autumn is right around the corner, so are the cooler temperatures. And Rita, it's the big story nationwide. I'll give you details on where it's going and exactly how strong it's going to get. Let's take a look at that satellite map. There's the remnants of the cold front that came through yesterday. There's just a few lingering clouds around North Carolina. Down to the south, there's Rita with that well-defined eye wall. We take a look at the surface imagery. There's that cold front draped down just off the coast. Here's some showers and storms associated with that. Throughout the rest of the work week, they're going to continue to hold on for just a little bit, but come the weekend, it should clear out. If we zoom in on Rita just a little bit, down to the Gulf, you see it squeezed just through the Florida Keys, just to the north of Cuba. The current stats as of Wednesday afternoon from the National Hurricane Center have it predicted to move basically due west and then shift slightly west-northwest. This should put it to make landfall Saturday morning between Corpus Christi, Texas, and Houston, Texas. Right now it's at a Category 4 hurricane, but intensification is definitely expected. So along the Texas Gulf Coast, look out come the weekend. However, back in the Carolinas, the weather for the weekend, is looking great. For Friday, high around 91 degrees, nothing but sunny skies. For Saturday, basically the same situation, except autumn is knocking on the door. High of only 87 degrees. And Sunday, it's here, folks. High of 85 degrees with a low of 64. For Monday, the clouds start to roll in as the next system starts to come in. High of 85 with a low of 63. It's definitely going to be a good time to get out and enjoy the weather. If you're headed to the beach this weekend, it's going to be a little bit warmer. High around 90 on Saturday. Nothing but sunny skies out that direction as well. Low of 68. For Sunday, high of 87, low of 67. It's a great day to go out and enjoy Hatteras, maybe go up and visit Duck. If you're going the opposite direction towards the mountains. Saturday, high of 78 degrees with a low of 55. Again, sunny skies. On Sunday, however, the next system begins to roll through, bringing us clouds and a slight chance of rain. High around 73, low of 56. However, I'm not planning to go to the beach or the mountains this weekend. I'm headed right to Carter Finley Stadium in Raleigh, North Carolina. That's where the Tar Heels are taking on the NC State Wolfpack. Kickoff's at noon. It's going to be nothing but sunny skies, high of around 85 degrees, and a light wind. Should be a wonderful game.
Well, we're definitely going to have our eyes on the Gulf, but I'm glad we're going to have some great weather for that football game this weekend.
And speaking of that game, Miles, which unfortunately you do go to state, but we'll get past that. Sportscaster Heather Catlin is here.
Hello.
Last game was not so good, but last year's game against NC State.
We dominated NC State last year, I'm sorry to say, but we'll definitely get back to that later on in this show. But first, coming up in Carolina Week Sports, a leisurely game of catch and toss? I don't think so. We'll tell you why after the break.
Awaken your creativity. Do your thing at the Art School at the Art Center in Carborough.
Oh, hey, John, what's up? Nothing, I'm just at Carrie's. It's just me and Carrie. John, it's just Carrie. I'm hanging out with my friend. I'm not doing anything wrong, John. John?
What'd he say this time?
He's just stressed.
It's not okay for him to treat you like that, Jess.
Speak up. Just because it isn't physical doesn't mean it's not abuse.
Welcome to Carolina Week Sports. I'm Heather Catlin. When most people think about NC State, they think about brick and mortar. But when I think about NC State, I think of barns and cows. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Sorry, Miles. Carolina and NC State make oil and water look like friends. Carolina coaches and players know what will take to send the Wolves packing.
I think it's a combination of the running backs, the O-line, the tight ends, and the receivers not clicking with the run game. We've got to get better at that. Matt Baker's a tough guy. He really is. Now, what we don't want is him to get hit like that week in, week out, because it does take a toll. It's hard to do anything well against NC State's defense. They got a great defense. They've got great talent. We're going to have to earn every single yard that we get. And what we don't want to do is continue to do the same thing we've done the first two games. First and second down, having negative plays, whether they be the run game, or whether it be incomplete passes or penalties. We've had too many mistakes to be consistent on offense. NC State's offense is a little different, and it's a little more wide open. So I expect that this will be a very hard-fought game. I know that our players will be tremendously motivated in their preparation, and I know that it will be an exciting environment to go play a game.
One setback for the Heels is the loss of senior starting linebacker Doug Justice. The season is over for Justice. He injured his foot in the Wisconsin game. Coaches and players agree his leadership will be missed.
You know, Doug was kind of like a coach on the field. I mean, he knew every linebacker position. If maybe things started to turn for the worst, he would kind of calm everybody down and say, you know, everybody listen up, you know, this is what we're going to do. And so we're really going to miss that coaching aspect.
Doug has got great experience, tremendous leadership, great character, knows our defense backwards and forwards, knows how to fit every one of our run plays, and knows where to get to in pass coverage. So it will be a difficult loss for us.
Junior linebacker Victor Worsley will go in for Justice as the Heels will try to slow down the potent NC State offense. When you think about nationally ranked Tar Heel teams, you think basketball and women's soccer team. But when you're looking for the ultimate, sports reporter Catherine Craven has a club team for you.
With fall just around the corner, it's that time again. And no, I'm not talking about football season. It's Ultimate Frisbee time. It may surprise you to know that both the men's and women's Ultimate Frisbee teams are ranked top 15 in the nation. The men's team held tryouts, and let me tell you, Ultimate Frisbee is not just a walk in the park.
Good job, Dark.
Ultimate Frisbee is played a lot like passing in football, except the quarterback can't take any steps. Captain Brian Becker says the team focuses on running in order to get in playing shape.
If we can run scrimmages and really hard, fast drills, the sport itself, if you just make somebody play it for an hour and a half, you're going to be done, exhausted by the end of that.
Captain Zach Washburn says they select players for the team who can do more than just throw the Frisbee.
We look for the things that we can't teach them. So we're not really interested in how well they can throw or how well they know the game. We're more focused on just pure out speed, because this is a game of running. We look for intensity, playing hard. We look for a willingness to learn the game. and also just a natural instinct on the field.
Last year, the group achieved their goal by going to nationals. This year, they hope to do it again.
After this week of tryouts, there's a bunch of phenomenal athletes out here. So I think that we're going to be in good shape by the end of the season to make it back to nationals.
In Chapel Hill, I'm Katherine Craven, Carolina Week Sports.
The Ultimate Team will be competing in many large national tournaments in the upcoming months. Number 3 Carolina versus number 5 Duke. No, it's not March, and this isn't basketball. The field hockey team will host the Blue Devils on Friday night. The Tar Heels will need a good game from their defense and from senior goalie Katie Tron. With this save, she preserved a shutout against Old Dominion last week. The Tar Heels have given up only 1 goal all season, but Duke is averaging almost 4 goals per game. The Heels are undefeated with 7 wins, and the Blue Devils are 5-2. Carolina has a nice record against Duke with 60 wins, 8 ties, and only 1 loss. That loss was back in November in the 3rd round of the NCAA tournament. Both teams have been ranked in the top 5 in the past 5 meetings. This game will start at the battle for the first Carlisle Cup points of the year. Well, guys, it's been a good season for the field hockey team already, but when it comes to basketball, our thin team already got thinner. The reserved center, Damian Grant, has a career-ending injury with his ankle, and so he's out for the season. He's out.
So our thin team just got a little bit thinner.
That's right.
Some unfortunate news. Thanks, Heather.
Thanks, Heather.
Well, we all know college students love fast food.
That's right. But when you put the word free before food, that's even better.
Even better. We'll explain how coming up.
During the fall, one of the most peaceful places on campus is the Forest Theater. Many great plays are held in this place of serenity. But my favorite times are when nothing at all is going on, and the colorful canopy of leaves overhead shelters you from the cares of the world. No one knows the real Carolina like a student.
If you have a story idea, contact Carolina Week at 843-8292. You can also visit us online at carolinaweek.org. If you have questions about this program, write Carolina Week at Campus Box 3365, UNCCH, Chapel Hill, North Carolina, 27599.
Free is the magic word to any college student on a budget.
That's right, but when you've got free food, you have a winning combination. Reporter Crystal Calloway shows us how one lucky student who hit the free food jackpot.
Carolina dining halls are great places to catch up with friends, and best of all, pick from a number of food choices to satisfy your hunger. Having a meal plan is less expensive than paying daily, but still adds up to at least $1,300 per year. So when Carolina junior Michael David Cherry found out he'd won a free meal plan, he was in disbelief.
2 days ago on email, it just said, "Congratulations, meal plan winner." And I thought it was like one of those hoax emails or something, like, they just tell you that you won something, but you have to buy something first.
Carolina's Director of Food and Vending Services, Iris Simon, says the promotion introduced a new payment program for meal plans. If students signed up online before June 1st, they were automatically entered to win a free meal plan.
It's really a very simple process, more convenient, customer service oriented.
And as for how he plans to spend the $1,400 he got back?
Probably paying the bills. I still got tuition bills, so I still need to pay those. So that'll be the first thing, but I can always maybe upgrade my sodas from like Harris Teeter brand to Pepsi or Coke. So I'm living good.
Free food seems to have that effect on people. In Chapel Hill, I'm Crystal Calloway, Carolina Week.
Well, Lydia, I'll be honest, I'm a little jealous of Michael David. I would love a free meal plan.
Of course, and now that the Ramshead Center is officially open, we've got Lenore Ramshead anywhere you eat on campus. He's got it for free.
Absolutely. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Carolina Week.
Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful evening.